Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is ManTheMaker. Welcome to a new Let's Play for a new game, Thea 2, The Shattering. It is a RPG, strategy-ish, card game-ish game. Recently out of early access, recently released into early access. And it looks quite fun. I never got into the first one. It is the sequel. I never did play the first one, though it piqued my interest. And when I saw the second one came out, and I thought to myself, you know what? It looks pretty fun. It's got kind of a unique spin, I guess. It's a bit different than many other strategy games, and role-playing is kind of like an interesting hybrid of the two, I would say. It also takes place, but utilizes Slavic mythology, which is something not often seen in the past in games, though I do feel like is becoming slightly more prominent these days, which is good. It's always nice to have more than just Greek and Roman mythology, I suppose. So, the game, right? As I mentioned, it is this kind of strategy RPG hybrid with a card game built into it. Everything these days, it's got to have some kind of card game put into it. I feel like half of the games on my channel have some kind of card games snuck into them. But whatever, I don't mind. I actually need to lower my own volume a little bit. It's a little loud for me. There we go. Yeah. And I don't know that much about the game. I have done a little bit of research, but considering it's very new, there's not a whole lot of information out there. I have read a little bit, but we're pretty much going in naked, right? We're going in naked, and that's fine. I feel like I'm a fairly quick learner. Maybe I'll die horribly, maybe not. We'll see. Without further ado, let's go ahead. We will start a single-player game. We will go ahead and do a new one. So when you start the game, you can pick who you are. I mean, you play as a god that's kind of shepherding these people across Thea, I suppose. So you kind of look over them, you make all the decisions for them as a good god should, and in the beginning you get to pick who you are. You got different god card slots here, right? So if you play as Tsievana, you're kind of like a nature lady, as you can tell by all of the beautiful green stuff here. So we start with animal senses, which does a thing. Everyone has their kind of base bonus, and then you get different cards that you start with. And this is kind of how you start, choose how you're starting the game. You can look at that a little bit more. One interesting thing is you see god points here. You don't start with everyone unlocked. In fact, it's random, I think, who you can choose in the beginning. You always start with 2 unlocked. So we, for example, start with Tsievana. She's got animal senses. She's also got a little bit of nature and harmony, and everyone has this 3x neutral domain. And then we also start with Stribog. He looks like some kind of ice dude, wind ice dude, also with harmony. However, he's got 1x of light domain. Now, again, I know a tiny bit. Like, for example, I know she is probably one of the easier gods to start as, and I think we will be picking her for that reason. I am going in completely naked, and I have no shame whatsoever picking an easier start, right? I do expect to play this game more than once. I mean, we are in early access, so the game is going to change, is going to evolve over time, and a lot more content will probably be added and things will be tweaked. So also give that as a disclaimer that if you watch this in the future, some things might be different. But that is early access. Some things might also be broken. It does warn you in the beginning of the game. It's like, hey, we're early access. We're in an early build. Sorry for things happening, which is fine with me. I take on early access games knowing that, right? It's not. It is not something that really bothers me. And in fact, I used to not play early access games because I would rather just wait for them to be out in their entirety before I would start engaging them. That changed when I got a YouTube channel, because it's as a small channel, playing early access games, smaller games, newer games kind of can give me a little bit, get myself a little bit more notice, perhaps sometimes. So I have changed my tune a little bit for that reason. But I digress. I should stop talking about that and just pick. So since we're not picking this guy, right? There's all these other ones who are locked, and presumably you get God points by doing things. Doing things in the game, beating the game. I don't know. It takes 3 to unlock a new god. You can read about them, but you can't see their picture. So this guy, Nocturnal Predator. Don't know what that means. Everyone's got like their magical ability, special ability. I don't know what Favorable Winds does. I do know what Animal Senses does, but we can wait. We'll see that next. We are going to play as her. She's kind of she's a bit more, I don't want to say peaceful. But let's just go ahead and see. Walk with me amongst the trees, if you dare. I mean, she's our nature lady. Nature is not your comely mother. No, you're not. Let's go ahead and see. So this is the first introduction to the card situation. Oh, I did not actually know that we could do that, but it doesn't matter. These things you also unlock, as you can see there, and we start depending on who you play. You can choose different things. So you can see here, and I don't know why this is already set. Well, that's stuck there. Normally this starts naked, but I guess there's I don't really know why it did already. So we choose our starting party, basically. We start with a hunter. You can see these symbols match up. That means that we can actually pick the hunter. We do not have access to a scoundrel, or to a scavenger, or to a craftsman, or to a warrior. We could start with 2 children if we wanted instead of this hunter. I don't think we're going to do that. We can also grab a gatherer. Now we have these kind of take all things, which most of them are unlocked. We actually can't even use all 3. But we begin with a pack of food. Nom nom nom. Food is probably good. And 1 piece of basic equipment. Again, over time we can unlock robes, basic shields, more supplies, more basic equipment, more basic or some basic jewelry. Apparently, father's tools as well over here, and a new character. Goblin Tainted Shaman. Very interesting. Well, we can't do anything with this one because everything is locked, so let's just go ahead. We do start with 4 people. So we know right now we're getting a hunter and a gatherer. So sounds good to me. Go ahead and click next. Then we can choose our character class. So you can always start, I believe, as one of the 2 that are available to you, depending on the god that you select. You think you can always start as a warrior. You can also start as a child. We're not going to do that. I think I'm going to start as a warrior because I think otherwise we will not have any warrior. Now we can go ahead and pick who we want to be from any number. This little pipsqueak, kind of like him. Could be this terrifying warrior, or just a young lad, spear and a little buckler there. Sounds. Oh, enter character name. He will be Man. I am Man. Ich bin ein Mann. All right, start the game. Let's go ahead and dive on in. So we are at Siavana. I walk in the watchful shadow of the old Mother Earth, who lies silent. I listen to her whispers and sing her songs. Mistress of the forest, spirit of nature, lady of the earth. Those are the names mortals call me. But do not be fooled by the beauty of my domain, by the desire to uphold life and treasure balance above all. Excellent! Couldn't finish reading that. That's okay. Adventure. Well, hello there, Chosen. Welcome into the service of the gods. As a believer myself, I'm happy to be the one to guide you. Okay, so we don't actually play as the god. We are the Chosen One. Ask who he is exactly. Theodore is the name, but little old me is not relevant here. You are. I am here to tell you some basic rules and hand over any divine objects that may be bestowed upon you. First and foremost, the cosmic seed. Say what? Yes, Thea is far from a land of prosperity. Darkness was defeated long ago, but is not gone. It lurks in the corners and attacks at night. The shattering tears the earth asunder, and a scorching light takes hold of folk without protection. Should also note that I do not know the story at all of this game. Apparently, things are being shattered. Not good, not good, though perhaps one can profit from out of chaos can come prosperity. How does it relate to the seed? The seed and others like it is a gift of the divine, a piece of the cosmic tree itself. It can grant great boons. It allows you to set up a village and provide divine protection there. But if you wish for the life of the traveler, or if you are skilled enough to create another seed one day, this seed can be used to forge divine artifacts, or even bring back a comrade from the clutches of death. So one cannot build villages without a seed. Indeed, you catch on fast without the seed or different means that other factions may possess. A village attracts the cursed light and is taken by it within days. And if somehow that does not happen, terrors of darkness will drive your folks insane. This is how it has been in Thea for many centuries now. It is why we struggle still to survive just another day. Ask if there's anything else you need to know. I may pop up now and again to tell you of things, but for now you may take your first step into this hostile land, check for resources, set up camp, craft, cooking, check your inventory, have some wood, heal when camping, explore, learn the ropes, and only then decide on a settlement. He's given us some things. Yeah, a little bit of wood, some meats, gain a little bit of experience points, and some research points. Great. So here is where we start. The game, right? So we start as wanderers, and you can settle and build a city. It takes quite a bit of resources and time. And from what I understand, is not something that you should rush into. So that is going to be our plan. We're not going to just immediately just try and build a city as quickly as we can. We are going to explore. We love nature, after all, right? Seems fitting. We're going to go and toggle on resources. So, where to start? I mean, as I said, I'm not crazy knowledgeable about the game itself, but I do know a thing or two. So we can take a look at our group here. Group info, yes, blah da dee da da da. This is kind of what we have. Food management is very important. You do not want to starve, right? This is all the food we have. I don't actually know how much we consume per day. Does this tell me? We have 18 turns. Okay, each group member uses one food item per turn. So that's good to know. This also gives us fuel. Only by camps and villages. So if we camp, we use that. This is our encumbrance. We do not want to overweight. This is apparently very important. You can also say, hey, use raw food, use cooked food. Okay, very good. We've only got a little bit of fuel. We can take a look now at our inventory. This is where our people are. So you can see, here I am. Here is man. Here is man. We are a warrior. We've got a bunch of stats. Can I click on myself? No. What are the stats? I think we've got morale with the thumbs up. We've got movement with the 5. I don't know what the electricity over the gears are. I don't know what the timer thing is. Obviously on the top is health. I think spirit is the circle, and the moon is essence, divine, something like that. Man, could have done some more research, but it's okay. We will discover together, and I do catch on quickly. I hope. Down below, we've got in the red, I believe it is strength and perception. Then it's wisdom and knowledge, and I don't know much about the arcane things all the way on the right, the 2 purple things. We'll figure that out eventually. It also shows how good we are at crafting, how good we are at research, how good we are at lighting candles, how good we are at filling up water bottles, and how lucky we are. This has been very informative for everyone, surely. We can also see here, everyone, right? We are gatherer, for example. We've got high strength. We do a lot of damage. This guy, good perception. So probably good for bows. And our gatherer here, actually pretty good perception, but good at crafting, and one of those things is gathering. So I'm going to say that that 9.7, it's a basket. It's a basket. Gathering indeed. Here we've got our cosmic seed, we've got our fruit. We do start with an iron sword and a leather artifact. Easy to carry, cultural importance. Here's all of our food, also a wooden bow. we can go ahead and look at our weapons and put some equipment on. Equipment is things. Encumbrance is very important. Ah, wits. How quickly we can act. This is kind of our speed. No. How quickly we can act during a challenge. But I know delay is when you actually get to attack in a fight. Interesting that there are two different things. Well, I can also see here mysticism, destiny, wisdom, and intelligence, right? Crafting, gathering, research, rituals, interesting, and luck, also probably pretty good. You start with a wood greatsword, but I could give you an iron sword. Now I don't have a shield, which is what would make me want to not use the greatsword, because it does increase shielding. Right? Shielding is basically extra health in a fight, which we'll get to. This can give us an additional attack, which uses, it looks like, right, if you can see there, this has those red cards next to the sword icon. That means we use strength for it, and is used in the strength challenges. This we can use in other kinds of challenges. These are sanity and faith here, which will, I think, come more importance later, but I don't know anything about that. I don't think I want to give him the iron sword. Can I go to the next person? Utska. She has got a wooden artifact here. Does 1.1 damage, apparently. This is 1.2. Slightly more. Is it better than a... Can I give it to your other? Nope. Okay. I actually don't know if it is better. They have the same delay. One does slightly more attack, so we will go ahead and use that. I'm not going to stress too much about it. I don't think I'm going to ever really use you in a fight, because you do very, very, very little damage. And last is our hunter. Nope, doesn't circle back around. Here is our bone bow compared to a wooden bow. We can see it does slightly more damage. It's got the skull and then that 1.2, and the bone bow has a 1.1. This is a modifier, right? So I believe that is 1.2 and 1.1 of our perception. So he's got a 6. However, it has different delays. And delay is how quickly you get to attack. And I think going fast is quite useful. So I'm going to not even switch over to using any of these things. However, perhaps you are much, much, much faster. But the wood greatsword gives a much larger increase to shielding. So we're going to stick with that. We can't look at any of this stuff. So there's our inventory. All right, we didn't actually change anything. That's equipment, inventory. Camping is how you gather things. So, I mean, for now, I think we're just going to go ahead and explore. We do not know anything about this world. Here is some sandstone and some fruit. Can I continue to move? I can. Now, I cannot move anymore. I can camp. And this allows me to gather some things. So, I can, for example, start gathering some sandstone. And I mean, I'm here, right? I don't know. Maybe I should. We do have a gatherer. It is you. And if we put her there, she will gather a bunch of stuff. It takes 25 gathering points to get 1 bushel of fruit. Right? She gives 97 on her own because she's got quite high gathering skill. That means we will get almost 4. Only 3 though. 3 bushels, I guess. 3 baskets of fruit. We can, however, say, hey man, give me some more fruit. And I can say, you, just go ahead and gather me some sandstone. I don't actually know what we can use it for, but we can use it for something, probably. And in fact, I might just put you over there. This is probably plenty of food. It would be nice to get that 1 additional one. We can, however, in a camp, also do some of this. We can work... Oh, actually, where's the gathering? I've got a child here. Right now, everybody is gathering. Do I want to switch you guys? Maybe. Not quite enough. But the question is, do I... Probably not worth it then, because I'm going to spend all of my time... I'm not going to stay around here, basically. However, we can take a look at crafting now. We can make a new task. And we can look at what we can craft. Right now we can do a gathering tool, a crafting tool, or the other ring. Feels full of energy. We need to use a cosmic seed for that. Well, I don't think we're going to do that. I'm not going to pay attention to this. But, for example, we might want a gathering tool. We might want a gathering tool. And for this we can use different things, right? I wish it would, tell me. Looks like this is leather? This is, something? So you use two different things. You use some primary material and some secondary material. Right? I can say, use my wood. And then I would need to use something else as well. Obviously, we're not going to do that because that would be all of our wood. This would enhance our ability to gather. We can't build it. Design. Whoa. Try any recipe you've researched and save it as a favorite. We can experiment. So I could, for example, look for sandstone. Like this. This is leather. That confirms that. And requires amber. Where's sandstone? I don't see sandstone anywhere here, so it's apparently not useful to us. Okay, well, we're not going to make any of that stuff anyways, but we can cook, and we can also do a ritual. I can do a spiritual healing, cover part of their faith. Well, we don't need to do that. We haven't lost any faith. We can do some cooking. Why don't we do some cooking? I think cooking raises morale. Let's make some roulada. Nice chunk of meat, rolled with veggies, herbs, anything else you find. Yeah, give me some of that. Boom. So now, it requires 50. We can't finish it. She's actually quite a good cook, the little child. So congratulations. And then you, I guess, he doesn't really have anything to do, does he? No, he does not. We're just going to hang out. And that's going to be the end of our first turn. Holy crap. I know. There's a lot of talking. But there's a lot to kind of take in on this first round of a new game. New for me, potentially new for you. But I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you do, you can always let me know in the classic YouTube ways. Likes, comments, subscriptions, all those sweet, sweet things. The nectar that YouTube runs on, truly. And that's all I'll say. You know, I won't harp on it too much. And I'll probably shut up about it mostly here on out as well. But you know, you gotta ask. You gotta ask, right? You gotta ask for that pound of flesh. But okay, well, that's gonna be it for this episode. Once again, hope you guys have enjoyed it. I did not touch on research, but we will have to do that next time. And stick around as we explore and discover Thea 2, The Awakening, together. Until then, my name is ManTheMaker. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day.